Hello viewers, I'm Simon Preston and welcome to my YouTube channel. The video that I would like to do today is surrounding players who were born outside the country that they currently represent, and it is some tidbits and some did you know facts about them. Some players on this list, maybe you did not know that they were born in a certain country but represent another, so without further ado, here we go. West Ham United international Dimitri Payet. Did you know that he was not born in France? He was born in an island in the Indian Ocean called Réunion. Now, Réunion is a department of France, or in other words you could say is colonized by France. However, he was not born in mainland France. He was born in an island very, very far away from that, and it's very interesting because he could have represented Réunion. Can you imagine if he did represent them? Although they are not eligible to participate in World Cup qualifying and things like that, they still can participate in other island games, tournaments and things like that. Riyad Mahrez. Did you know Riyad Mahrez was not born in Algeria? No. He was born in France. France was born in the district of Paris. When he was in his teenage years, a lot of coaches were saying that he's quite small and his diminutive presence, and he did not really have any upper body strength to back up the pace that he did have, even though they did see glimmers of a wonderful technical ability for the future. The selection team for France didn't think that he was that sort of player that could have enhanced him. Well, almost 10 years later, sorry, and look what's happening. He's an Algerian international, and he's a Premier League winner, and he's the best player in the Premier League this season. Well, France must be scratching their head, because if they had Riyad Mahrez in their team for the Euros, there is no reason why they shouldn't be in the final of that tournament. David Silva. Did you know David Silva was not born in Spain? He was born in the Canary Islands. Now, yes, the Canary Islands were colonized by Spain. However, he wasn't born in mainland Spain. Similar for Newcastle United striker Ayoze Perez as well, also born in the Canary Islands as well. Pedro, that's another player as well that wasn't born in mainland Spain as well. So there's a number of players, especially for the Spanish side, that were not born in mainland but born in the territories, you could say. And look at David Silva today. Spanish international, former Valencia player, Premier League winner, and Football League Cup winner as well, and arguably one of the best players in the league as well. Another player on that list, Miroslav Klose, the all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history. He wasn't born in Germany, he was born in Poland, similar to his former German international Lukas Podolski, former Arsenal player and former Bayern Munich player. Remember, Lukas Podolski broke on the international scene in the 2006 FIFA World Cup, where he scored against Costa Rica in that 4-2 victory. That was an exciting match that day, and it really brought the crowd to life. 2010 as well, Germany had a youthful team as well. So these are some other players that were not born in the country that they represent. Rio Mavuba, the French international. Can you guess where he's from? This is an interesting one, because if you look at his passport, it says, where it says place of birth, it says born at sea. Yes, his parents were born in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and they were leaving during a very tense political time, and they were on a boat, and the mother gave birth on the boat. Can you imagine that? The mother gave birth on the boat in the ocean on the way up to Europe. Must have been some sort of experience for him. I would have loved to know, like, which country was he near to when he was born, if they would give him citizenship or residency. But France is where he grew up during his youth, and he is considered French. So, and he also played in the 2014 FIFA World Cup as well, so he is a French international player. Owen Hargreaves, England international. You know where he was born? Canada. That's right. The city of Calgary in the province of Alberta in Western Canada. That's where he was born. And he was the first player to represent England who never played in the Premier League in the 21st century. He was at Bayern Munich for a majority of his career, won a Champions League there as well, had a number of injury issues, and for me, an outstanding holding midfielder. He did a really good job. I'm happy that I got 1 year out of him at Manchester United. Still a bit bugged out that he went to rivals Man City, but you know, footballers make their decisions at the end of the day. You can't dictate to people how to live their lives and where to go for clubs. They just seize an opportunity and they take it from there. Another player, Lilian Thuram, from Barcelona and French player. He was born in the Caribbean, Guadeloupe. Yeah, Guadeloupe, a team that who has proven to be a strong force in Caribbean Cup football, and a team that has made it to the final. They've come second, they've come third, they've come fourth in the Caribbean Cup. They've really had some progression. They even lost to Jamaica in the final in 2010, 5-4 on penalty kicks, where Lamboud missed the final penalty kick and Jamaica got their first back-to-back titles in Caribbean Cup history. And you want to know something interesting as well? Anthony Martial. He was born in France, yes, the country that he represents, but you know where his parents were born? Guadeloupe. Thierry Henry, you want to know his roots? The Caribbean. You want to know where his parents were born? Martinique and Guadeloupe. Caribbean diaspora right there. And there are more. There are many, many more French players whose roots come from Martinique and Guadeloupe as well. Caribbean roots, you could say as well. Rio Ferdinand, you know where his Caribbean roots take him? St. Lucia. That's where his father is from. Jermaine Defoe, you want to know his Caribbean roots? Dominica and St. Lucia. Mother from St. Lucia, father was from Dominica. Can you imagine that? Sol Campbell, Jamaican roots. Ashley Cole, Jamaican roots. Darren Bent, Jamaican roots. Ashley Young, Jamaican roots. The list can go on and on and on. Darius Vassell, Jamaican roots. Can go all day talking about this, you know, because there's so many. Michael Ricketts, Jamaican roots. Here's an interesting statistic. 1 out of every 4 black players that ply their trade between the Premier League and League Two have Jamaican roots. There you go. So, the player pool talent in England from the Premier League to League Two, very, very, very high. A wide abundance. Jay Boothroyd, 1 cap wonder for England. He has Jamaican roots too. Carl Henry, even though he's never represented England, but he's been part of professional squads, he has Jamaican roots too. Yes, he does. Emile Heskey has Antiguan roots. Yes, he has Antiguan roots. Any other Caribbean island? For other players now. Now this is an interesting one. Edgar Davids. Edgar Davids was not born in the Netherlands. Born in Suriname, Caribbean mainland country. Well, although it's part of South America, Suriname is part of CARICOM. So Caribbean, you could say, and Suriname plays in the Caribbean Cup as well. That Suriname team could have been the best in the Caribbean, I felt, if they had kept the likes of Patrick Kluivert, Edgar Davids as well, Ruud Gullit, for an example. Suriname had the potential to do so much more. But you never know, maybe 2018, 2022, when, you know, let's see if there's any changes to the referendum and constitution between Suriname and the Dutch in the Netherlands. Let's see if they'll be allowed to. If the Dutch are going to stop cherry picking the best of the talent in Suriname, Curacao, Aruba, Bonaire. We'll have to wait and see. St. Martin, we'll have to wait and see how things go where that is concerned. Juan Agudelo, US international. You know where he was born? Colombia. Could he make this Colombia team today? If he works hard, he could have. I just felt that everything just happened so fast for him, and maybe he took a little things for granted. He was on the 23 team for the United States at 19 years of age. He was broke into the senior team for the national team as well. He was playing regular football at the New York Red Bulls, so maybe he was taking things for granted and taking his opportunities lightly, but Jurgen Klinsmann brought him down to earth and said, one, I know that you're a hungry player, you want this, you want that, but you have to work hard for it. The only place is where you can find success before work is in the dictionary. So you have to work before you succeed. It's as simple as that. And finally, another player is Marcos Seno, a player that did the dirty work for Spain in the 2008 Euros, that catalyst period where Spain was a dominant force in international football. He was born in Brazil. So I hope you all enjoyed my video. Let me know what other sorts of videos you guys would like me to do, any other statistical information. Let me know in the comments below, and what I'd like to tell you all as well is that I'm going to do a preview of the Jamaica vs Chile match very soon as well, so you can stay tuned for that. I'm Simon Preston, and stay tuned for more content.